you tired of being poor in old school RuneScape? Want to make a new Pecan account so you can copy your hero to Alvesta, but don't have 2 billion GP to buy different orbs to put in your nightmare stuff? Are you sick of losing your new RuneScape girlfriend to some max player with a blue shield and a top hat because he's paying on more money to hang around with him? Are you tired of telling people that your main got hacked and that's why you're walking around in full granite killing green dragon? Are we going to pretend that you don't actually have time to grind TOB efficiently for 18 hours a day instead of the fact that you're just not good enough at the game to effectively grind TOB for 18 hours a day? Want to get rich in RuneScape doing the absolute minimum? Well, I've got 5 methods here for you that are guaranteed to make you millions upon millions of gold. And you don't actually have to play the game. And as everybody who plays old school RuneScape knows, the key to winning old school RuneScape is to not play the game. So without any further ado, who fucking knows? Here's 5 ways that you can make millions in old school RuneScape doing the absolute bare minimum. Method 1 is a method that's been around since the start of RuneScape. I believe it was Tanoob Show who initially created this method. And since then, it's been honed and evolved and it's actually something that I've noticed people doing in real life to me now, so it must be a very effective money-making method. It's one for those players who have no coins in the bank, or those who really want to get involved with the general population of RuneScape. So, of course I'm talking about begging at the Grand Exchange. So, in essence, you just go up to people and ask them for money, and they'll give you free money. It's so simple. It's amazing. Honestly, I don't know why everyone just doesn't do this. So, there are a few sort of classic things you can go with. Like the old school one would be dancing for GP. I don't know if that works anymore because, everybody's a miserable fucker now. So, what you want to try and do is stick to some more of the other classics like, I've just been hacked, I need money for a rebuild. Or, need 100k for a bond, please help. Or, I'm new, please give me money. These sorts of methods let people know it's not your fault that you're poor and that they really should be helping you because you're a player in need. You're not begging because you just want the money, although that's what they think. You're begging because, you just need a little something to get yourself going. What I would say about this method is it's really important to be creative with it and to get people really involved with what you're doing. You could throw in a little negging and just go harass people and then get them to pay to leave you alone, for you to leave them alone. Which I know it's a solid method. I wouldn't say it's 100% effective, but it's there. There's a few things you can do. One of the things you're gonna have to be very aware of is there's going to be a lot of people who don't like the fact that you're doing this because they are people who haven't thought of doing this method, so they've actually bothered to play the game and earn money and try and enjoy themselves that way. So they're a bit pissed off that they had to sink all that time into it, and you're just making money by just asking people for it. It is what it is. They're just salty. If done correctly, I'd suggest that this method easily yields anywhere between 1 mil and 10 mil an hour. So method 2, I would recommend doing method 1 first, just to make that first 20-30 million GP. It's only going to take you a few hours. Method 2 is going to require you to have a little bit of money already. And it's for people who aren't afraid to take a little bit of a risk, but for a very, very high reward. So, of course, I'm talking about the classic RuneScape pastime of gambling. Now, whether you want to go to the Jewel Arena and chuck your money that way, or go to one of those nice legitimate hosts at the Grand Exchange, you have to remember that gambling is one of the best ways to make money in RuneScape. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but wait, Jimmy, you said small risk, high reward. Reward, because I can't spec.
It's going to be a yellow card. I can't spec. You ballless git, Campbell. You dickhead.
Isn't gambling a super high risk? And now I understand your concerns, but what you're thinking of is that you're going to lose. Gambling is only high risk when you lose. And if you're going to have that losing mentality, this method isn't for you. You got to go in thinking it's a fucking banker every single time. Because if you don't have that mentality, you'll never win. Just make sure you have enough money to keep doubling up. So if on the off chance you do lose, you just chuck double in, win double back, you've made your money back. It's very straightforward. And I know what you're thinking, right? I know what you're thinking. But Jimmy, don't people get addicted to gambling on RuneScape and end up spending real life money chasing their losses in the Jewel Arena? Doesn't the UK, the country that Jagex is in, have very strict gambling restrictions required by law that people can self-exclude from a casino at any time and set limits on how much they can lose? Isn't there a legal requirement that people must provide proof of age and address before they open a betting account to start gambling? Isn't the legal age of gambling in the United Kingdom 18? And since you can go in with your mum's credit card and buy bonds in Runescape, does that mean that Jagex are offering minors the chance to gamble at the age of under 18 using real life money? Well, yeah, but look, right? If Jagex haven't done anything about it, it must be fucking fine. So stop being a nerd and go chuck your bank at the Sand Casino. Now, there's a couple of really crucial pro tips that I'm going to throw you away here. A little bit of free knowledge for you, because, Jim likes to do you that way. So number one, right? Pro tip number one, bam, bam. If you can become a famous YouTuber or Twitch streamer, all you need to do is ask your audience to make donations so that you can make content, and then you just chuck the money at the fucking Sand Casino. So if you do lose, it's not even your money, and if you win, just boot them from your stream, because who cares? You gotta think, these are, this isn't something your average guy's gonna teach you. Pro tip number two. Just scam people at the Jewel Arena. Whatever you can do, be underhanded, crooked, neg them a little bit like negging's always good, Make sure you throw in a few racial slurs and be homophobic to people, when you're dueling them to try and get them angry. I'd recommend just making an Excel sheet or Google Sheets with all these horrible terms that you can call people when you're fighting them so that they'll want to come back and fight you again and try to win their money back. But yeah, make sure the odds are always stacked in your favour. Whatever you can do. I'm sure there's guides out there on how to scam people, so just, go and find one of them and follow it and tell them Jimmy sent you. Okay, so for this method, the amount of money it yields per hour is like a minimum of probably 100 mil and a maximum of, you can make trillions of gold if you do it correctly. If you're seeing that you are actually losing money, just keep doubling up. That's the big piece of advice I can give you here. So method 3 is an absolute banker. No risk, guaranteed reward. It's going to require a little bit of prep, if you want to call it that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This is by far the quickest way to make money on this list. So if you are short for time, I would really recommend doing this method, because it's really going to help you get back to doing whatever it is you're doing in the game, probably something to do with method 2. So of course I'm talking about buying gold. So there are two ways that you can do this. You can either be a man, have some cojones, and go to a real world gold trader and just buy the gold that way. Or you can be a fucking loser and go and buy some old school bonds from Jagex because you're too scared of being banned. Probably because you wet the bed till you were 15, and that's why you're still playing old school Runescape. So just make the right decision. Either way, this method is going to require you to crawl out your mum's basement, sneak upstairs, and steal a credit card when she's not looking. So, now that you've got your money, what I would suggest doing is, if you wanna play it safe, fucking loser, you go to the official Runescape website, log into your account, and buy some bonds. Ugh. Or you could be cool and just buy OSRS gold into Google and buy GP from the literal thousands of legitimate websites. It's cheaper, it's quicker, you're supporting local businesses, and you're helping prop up the Venezuelan economy. So, think about it. Company owned by Chinese overlords, Venezuelan economy, make the right choice. If done properly, I'd suggest this method yields anywhere between 1 mil and 10 bill an hour. Method 4 is the greatest moneymaker in old school RuneScape. It's also not just great for your old school RuneScape bank, it's great for your mental health and eventually my IRL bank. Of course, what I'm talking about here is you subscribing to my YouTube channel, leaving a like on the video, and dropping a comment down below to tell me how much money you've managed to make from this comprehensive guide. And I know what you're thinking. How is this going to make me money? Well, let me tell you. It's been scientifically proven that subscribing to my YouTube channel can increase bank value. It just is. Tell you what, right? You subscribe, your bank value is going to go up. Unless you're a mug, and I can't help it if you're a mug, right? That's not on me. That's on you. Sort yourself out. Follow those tips. You'll make some money. And if that wasn't enough, if we get 50 likes on this video, which is huge, I'll drop the next part in the money making series, which is super high level money making, which isn't only going to increase your bank value in RuneScape, it's going to increase your bank value in real life, and could potentially increase your street cred, because there's a good chance you'll get arrested for it. So on that bombshell, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy.